Friday morning ritual is that I go, oh, I got to be on the stream in 5 minutes. Better make my coffee. And then I'm on the stream, still finishing making my coffee.
We are probably live. Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, it says we're live. We're live.
Hello, friends.
Yes.
Welcome to the stream.
The productivity stream still in progress.
Every morning, really I'm like, I know, we're like, we are ready 30 seconds before 8 a.m. And here we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we show up and we're like, we're totally ready. This is fine. And then
I actually have a crazy headache migraine today.
No, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be okay. I'm just posting that we're live on Instagram. Hold on. I was gonna do this before the stream, but it's gonna be part of the stream now.
Yeah, it's part of the stream. It's the live tweeting. It's like it's authentic, you know.
It's authentic. You know what's crazy?
It's what the viewers pay for. It's what they crave.
They don't pay for anything.
Free stream.
But you know what is crazy? So we do our streams, right? And we max out at 10 viewers at a time, which is pretty good for 8 a.m. But
it's pretty good.
I don't know. Our first couple streams are at 100 views overall. Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you watching?
Hey, I said so much dumb stuff on that stream. 100 people. This is the thing. Yeah. This is what happens to me. I say really, really dumb things, forgetting that I'm being recorded on the internet. This is what happened to me on TikTok too. It's when I say the dumbest stuff.
Your TikTok, I'm assuming we're talking about your viral one, is my favorite TikTok in the world. You just gave up on your narration halfway through.
It's so long. It's like 2 full minutes. It's like a 2 full minute video of nothing. And they love it. And the algorithm. Oh no. Oh dear.
I wonder if I can link to a TikTok in the description.
All right.
I will.
Is that a threat? Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna my ring light so that I have some better lighting here. Hang on.
Sure.
Speaking of sharing the behind the scenes secrets, right? Oh
my
that's
god,
so
lighting? Crazy that you would use lighting. Oh, you look so good.
But yeah, do I look better now?
I like the menacing guitar above your head that looks like it's like a trap. It's like a Home Alone trap.
It's gonna fall down on me. It's gonna swing like a guillotine.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what's
Did you just say guillotine?
Is it guillotine?
It's guillotine, you reader.
I know. I feel like I've also watched some sort of American media where they mispronounce it recently.
Probably. But I just want to say, because there's lots of people talk on the internet about growing up as a reader and not being able to pronounce words. And
Are you really going to tell the story right now?
I don't need to tell any specifics, so I just want everyone to know that Ev is the funniest person for that.
Yeah, it's my curse.
You only know 6 words, truly.
I only know 6 words. I don't know any other words. Good morning.
Less than 3D. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I'm still posting this on Instagram. I haven't done it yet.
You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. You're doing the most.
Join us. Yeah, I was going to be doing this from the cottage because I've been at the cottage all week, just having a productivity week at the cottage that ultimately was not very productive because of mental health. But I decided.
Was it a good week for your mental health though?
No.
Did it ultimately help you? Oh no, never mind. No. I was gonna say rest is productivity, babes.
Because I didn't rest because I was stressed about not being productive. And then I wasn't productive because I was trying to rest.
That's the worst. That's actually the worst.
Yeah. Hey Ryan, can you hear the music on the stream? He's stirring his oatmeal.
I can just hear a little the occasional ding 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 of the bass line and not much else.
Maybe it's a you problem. What?
Maybe when we stop talking.
So no, you can hear it. It's a you problem.
It's a me problem.
Okay.
I'll see myself out. Yeah, what are you working on today?
So I am working on Moldermouth, finally, because I did the point of me going away for the week. I had 5 days off in a row, and I was like, I'll just go to the cottage by myself because why not? You know, I have this cottage. And I was like, I'm going to get so much freaking writing done. Instead, I read 2 books, which is great. I read 2 books. That is
What did you read?
Productive. I read The Blade Itself and Before They're Hanged. So the first 2 books in the first Law trilogy. Fantastic. 4 stars, 5 stars. Awesome books.
Do you know what I read this week?
I do not.
I burned through the first 3 ACOTAR books.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Who are you?
I live alone, and I have I'm a highly social person, and I live alone, and I just get really lonely. So
you read ACOTAR, ACOMAF, and ACA. I don't know the third one.
ACOMAF is the worst. ACOWAR.
ACOWAR. That's what it is.
Hey, oh my god, and that's the one where there's this one is. I'm sort of bogged down towards the end of the 3rd one because I actually had to like. Well, like it's like at the climax too, but I was like sitting. Where was I? I was sitting somewhere, and I'm reading it on my phone, and I was basically at like the climax of the 3rd one, which is right. I wonder if she called it ACOWAR on purpose because it is a war. Anyway,
probably not.
ACOWAR. It's perfect stuff.
In her head. Just kidding. That's so mean.
It's like I was honestly surprised at how much I like them. Like I read a lot of like Melissa Marr and like a lot of urban fairy stuff growing up.
Yeah.
So like I was going in fully ready to not like these books, and I was like, this is gonna be like Twilight. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna read it to say I read it, and then I'm gonna be done with it. And the first one was pretty like. It was kind of what I expected. It was kind of like, okay, she saves the love interest, like blah blah blah. And then the second one was I didn't expect the direction it took. It took me in a direction I wasn't expecting, and it explored a really like. I felt like the author after the first one was like, what if I did something completely different? And then after the second one, it's super like the tone really changes because the first one feels really like a sort of run-of-the-mill fairy tale retelling, and then the second one is like the second one is like, now what if we change gears and change the protagonist's choices, and she overcomes her trauma and also creates a really cool queer found family.
Okay, that's so interesting because I've heard the first one is not good. I have not read
the first one was really, I was like, it was good, it was a fun romp. It's a bit like, I think if you like Brandon Sanderson, you would like these books because no, for real, they're very Brandon Sanderson energy. The world building is a lot of fun. The characters are a lot of fun. The pacing, like the romances give you what you expect in a Brandon Sanderson way. But like the dialogue, like the prose is like, it's fine. It's not like I read these fresh off rereading the entire Locked Tomb series, which has literally unparalleled prose. So I was cutting into these ones like, this prose is whatever. This isn't Tamsin Muir's. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying myself. I'm probably going to try and read all of them.
Yeah, you're going to. And you've read Throne of Glass?
No, never. I've never read any Sarah J. Maas.
Well, because I read Throne of Glass when it came out when we were like 13 or 14, so I couldn't remember if it was one of those ones where I was like, read this book, but I probably didn't.
Maybe I did. Oh, I did. You did. You liked it to me.
Okay, that makes sense. I have the first one.
I remember not liking it.
Well, I would say try it again.
Word.
It sucked is not a strong word. I just want to say.
Listen, hey, we're on your book talk on a product like on a stream. So what I say is being recorded for posterity.
Yeah.
So if I say that Sarah J. Maas sucks, and then I go on to try to have a career in writing or publishing, and then somebody comes back to this stream in 10 years and is like, once on an 8 a.m. stream, you said that Sarah J. Maas sucked, and I'll be like,
I hope you try to get a job at Bloomsbury. That's who publishes her, I think. Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways.
I mean, it would take you like 3 days, but I think you should read all of Sarah J. Maas's stuff.
So far, it's taken me the better part of a week to get through 3 of her books. They're like long. They're hefty. That's like saying it would take me 3 days to read everything Brandon Sanderson's written. They're like the same flavor. That's gonna be my bold claim for this morning. Sarah J. Maas is the like romantic-y Brandon Sanderson.
Okay, I can get behind that statement.
Slightly different genre, but I think same kind of vibes.
I'm gonna clip that.
I hate you.
That is so funny. That is so funny to me.
Okay, should we be productive?
Yeah, I still don't have a countdown because I haven't worked on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can write. We can do stuff.
Dude, what do I want to work on? I haven't even thought about it.
Hi, Netta. Good morning.
Okay. Are we doing our 20-minute timer or?
Yeah. I'm just.
Did you already set it?
No, okay. I'm about to. Alarm. No, stopwatch? No, not stopwatch. I'll just do it manually because that's bothering me. That's bothering me. Okay. So, but it's 8:12.
Do you want to wait till 8:15?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh my god. Okay. What else did you? Okay. Do you want to hear about what else I did all week? I spent all week emailing publicists to be like, hello, it's me, a festival. It's me. Can we promote your authors for you? I'm just a little nonprofit guy.
How's that going?
Oh my god. It's like 30 different authors. So I'm emailing with all of their publicists, and I'm just hoping that I don't like mix names up in the email threads. You know what I mean?
That would be. I mean, you're not gonna, but that would be rough.
Oh my god, devastating! It would be devastating.
Anyway. When I used to work in recruiting, I would get that a lot, where people would send my resumes with like the wrong person's name, and I'm like. Actually, now too, even with like authors trying to send me books, they'll like say the wrong name, and I'm like,
you weren't paying attention. You sent a mass email, and it shows.
Yeah. Also, spelling my name with one N, which is funny because it's not my real name. But like, I don't know. Am I the problem? Everyone spells it with only one N.
No, I feel like you're spelling it right.
Right? But I get that all the time, and I'm like. Figure it out.
That's fun. Okay, is it 8:15? It's 8:14.
Okay, we can start now. We'll just do one extra minute.
Okay. Oh my god, Julia.
21-minute sprint. Ready?
Okay. Ready.
Wait, what time are we coming back? Math. It is at 9.
25. No.
No, 35. Not 9:25. What?
8:35.
Okay. Sorry.
We're really good at this.
That's not correct either.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Sorry. By the time we figure this out, it will be 8:15.
We did it. I'm so proud of us.
We'll be back at 8:35. No, 8:30. Let's go. It's 8:35.
Dang, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything done.
What?
What?
I'm just surprised.
I'm probably not supposed to admit that. I did so many things. I was so productive. Well, I was productive. And I was reading back through like my outline and my drafts. So I guess that's productive.
That's good. That is productive. I started with that. I didn't even ask what you're working on today.
I'm trying to work on Briar.
Okay, that's your retelling? That's awesome.
I don't know.
Do you find I was gonna ask something, but you're reading Sarah J. Maas, so maybe this won't apply, but I was gonna say, do you find that when you are reading a certain type of book, does it affect your writing?
Okay. Yes, because do you remember a couple weeks ago I was working on my little Persephone drabble?
Your Hades Town thing, yeah.
And I reread it back like a couple days later, and you can totally tell that I've been reading The Locked Tomb.
That's incredible.
It's so much more purple, like the prose, than my normal prose is very like simplified.
It is,
and I was just like in words and adjectives like nobody's business. And I read that back and you can really tell that I've been reading The Locked Tomb.
Tamsin Muir has a very distinct style.
She has a very distinct style. So like just seeing it coming through is very funny. And I was like, that's a little just like this much towards Tamsin Muir from my own writing. How about you? Do you find that?
Oh, absolutely. And it sucks because I try. A lot of the times I'm inspired to work on a project because I'm reading a book that is the same vibe. So, and I have several whips going. So since I've been reading all this Joe Abercrombie, I'm like, I want to work on Ferryman, like, because it's the same vibe. And I'm like, no, I'm dedicated to Mouldermouth. And Mouldermouth is this like dark academia, like Lovecraftian thing, which is
not very Joe Abercrombie
of you. Joe Abercrombie. It's not. And so I don't have it. I should have brought it over with me right now. But what I've been doing this week is I just keep a copy of Ninth House next to me because that's the vibe. And if I'm losing, if I'm like losing my mojo with my writing, I will literally just open up a random passage in Ninth House and read it, and I'm like, okay, I'm back. I gotta. That's otherwise, I'm gonna end up writing a grimdark epic fantasy by accident.
Oops.
Not the vibe.
It is funny reading Sarah J. Maas though, because like it's also at least the first one is the fairy tale retelling. Yeah. It's Beauty and the Beast, and that's my shit. I love Robin McKinley. And like it's funny reading ACOTAR because the first one at least it takes a lot of views from Robin McKinley's Beauty and the Beast retelling, in my opinion. Even if that's not conscious, it does a lot of the same things.
Sure.
And I was very like, wait a second. And then I'm out here like, I could write a good little, if Sarah J. Maas could write a little retelling of a story fairy, that I could do it.
Absolutely.
So that's like the difference. It's like I read Tamsin Muir and I'm like, oh my God, writing is amazing. I can't write. And then I read Sarah J. Maas and I'm like, okay, I can write. Is that rude?
No, it's accurate. That's really funny.
Yeah. And I ended up actually.
I was just saying, so you were just going over your plotting basically.
Yeah, I went back over. I was like looking through my notes. I have like a big folder full of notes. And I have a bunch of like funny editing notes from like some of the classes I took in my MPub, which talking about like structure and like structural editing and like structural planning for like querying, basically like setting yourself up for success from an editor's perspective. So I was reading some of those, and then I ended up sidetracked. I ended up reading Leah and I all last year. My friend Leah, the chat won't, but we did a project last year, the last couple of years, where we each wrote a poem a day, and we had it in a Word doc that was 2 columns. And so each day there would be a spot for her poem and my poem. So I ended up going back and reading some of those older like conversational poems and thinking about just like the rhythm of my own writing and thinking about like what that looks and feels like for me. So I ended up just like rereading a bunch of stuff and thinking stylistically about what I want to write, which isn't really writing, but isn't not writing. You know what I mean?
No, that's productive for sure.
Yeah.
It's not like you were just doom scrolling or something. So
yeah, although it was tempting. I had a couple times where I went, oh, I'm on the street. So it really works.
and we're busy the rest of the day, so
yeah, it's true.
Be productive today.
It's true.
We're going to Toronto Pride. What time do you want me to?
I have no idea what the vibes.
Yeah,
I don't know. Let's talk about that. I haven't actually looked at the schedule for Toronto Pride, so maybe I'll do that in the next bit of productivity stream, because that's also productive in its own way. I need to have a look at the schedule and see. I think there's a lot of stuff going on in the afternoon. I have to check what time the parade actually starts.
Yeah.
I'm in the West End right now.
Okay.
And I'm probably gonna go to my sister's place because all of my makeup is there.
Yeah,
with my barbershop costumes. So I'm gonna go
definitely wear one of your barbershop costumes to Pride. You said you wanted hottie vibes.
Literally never. Yeah, so I might go steal some of her clothes. So I'll be around like the West End, Roncy area. Yeah. So anyway, let's text about that, because I don't want to announce my sister's address on the stream. Let's
dox her. No, I'm kidding.
Let's do it for no reason.
I'm gonna drive down. I was considering taking the train, but I don't know.
If you want, you could bring your bike and you could park. We could both park in the West End and bike down.
I don't think
I don't want to deal with parking downtown.
I don't have a bike. I gave you my bike.
Oh. Not a mount. You don't have like a commuting bike?
No.
Was that mountain bike the only bike you had?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
And you don't even have it anymore.
Yeah, it got fucking stolen.
That's okay. But I'll drive. I have my Presto card, so I can commute and stuff once we're down there.
Okay. Anyways, is it time? Oh.
I don't know.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the Pride schedule for these 2 minutes.
Cool.
Hey, as someone who works for like a festival, the Toronto Pride Festival website is way better than our website.
Take inspiration, you know?
Yeah, I fully am. Their maps is so nice. I'm like,
Plagiarize.
No. Okay, so it's like really downtown. I've never been to Toronto Pride.
I haven't been.
Have you?
Yeah, I went in university a few times because I was living down there, but not in a long time. I'm excited though. Weird that it's on a Friday, in my opinion.
Maybe am I wrong? Am I wrong about the actual schedule? Am I crazy? I feel sure it's today.
I don't know. That'll be so funny if it's not.
I don't want to do this on the stream, actually.
Okay, I'll see you later. I have to go to the post office after this and pick up book mail that did not get delivered while I was away. They just are holding it at the post office, and I got to go to that.
Cool. It's time to write again.
Yeah. Do you want to start writing? Okay. We will be back in another 20 minutes, which will be 9.
Your sound quality just got really weird.
9:05. Does that help when I put it in my mouth?
Gross. You're gross.
I know.
Okay.
9:05, right?
Cool.
Yes.
So, all right. Yeah.
It is 9:06. Every time I tell you the time, you're like, oh.
Like I'm coming up from like the groundhog. I come up and then I see my shadow. That's how I feel.
And then it's winter. Excuse me. Did you?
Then we're gonna have 6 more weeks of winter, babes.
Finally, it's too hot.
Did I write?
Yeah, did you write?
I wrote 300 words in sort of a secondary planning document.
Okay. Okay. So 300 words of
outline
prose or of outline?
Outline.
Okay, cool. No, that's cool. Good job.
What did you get done?
I'm just doing. I wrote 342 words.
Very nice. Of prose?
Yes. It's not great, but it's there.
Oh, what am I getting?
No, I'm yawning. Thanks.
Dang. Here we are.
It's early.
Yeah, how was Moldermouth feeling? It's not. It's like 9 a.m. It's work time now.
I know, it's not. Yeah. Moldermouth is good. What? Oh, I just saw your message about leaving. Moldermouth is good. I am reading back what I just wrote and I'm like, why am I so British? And like, why am I so Joe Abercrombie right now? So it's really, in fact, it's...
Why has my soul been taken over by the ghost of Joe Abercrombie?
What's happening to me? It's very like, it's become a lot more, or a lot less modern sounding. It's not a modern story, but it's more modern than Joe Abercrombie, so I need to fix that up a bit. Fix it in post.
Well, I mean, when I was reading this draft, I fixed it in post. I don't know. I remember in the draft you sent me, it was very unclear what the setting was.
Yeah, and that's intentional. Like, there's cars, but there's also
gowns.
Oh yeah, but also she's eccentric as fuck. She just wears gowns.
That's true, but it makes for confusing. Anyway, so if you're gonna mix it up even more,
I'm not
like old-timey Joe Abercrombie prose, then you're gonna like, shit's gonna get whack up in there.
I'm gonna fix that. I can't
wait to see it.
The setting is dark academia. That's the time period.
British dark academia. The time period.
The time period is dark academia. I do have it set to British English though, so I for whatever reason. So I'm spelling things weirdly. Incorrectly. You seem deep in thought.
Well, I'm waiting for the 5 minutes to be up so I can go back to my outline because now I live.
Oh my god! Oh god. Okay. That's not the Pomodoro method.
It's not.
You're supposed to take breaks.
Fine. I know. We're doing it.
Otherwise, it's just a stream of us writing for an hour and a half and not speaking to each other.
Yeah, that does suck. Yeah, I think like my problem with this current whip is that like I know the whole thing is in my head basically like start to finish.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what it is, but I'm not telling it chronologically. So the structure is bananas. And so I keep restructuring it, or I have a rough sense of what the structure will be, but I haven't broken that down into chapters. And I do think that I need to break it down into chapters before I can like actually put it together in a coherent way. So I need to know which chapters go where and which flashbacks go with which chapter.
Yeah.
And oh my god, I'm like, why did I?
That is gonna be interesting for you because you've told me the basic breakdown of this, and it's very timey-wimey. So Good luck.
It's so timey-wimey. So I'm struggling. But mostly, like, I know the order in which everything happens, but I'm just very, like, thematically, you know, when you read a book with flashbacks and there's a flashback and in the next chapter you're like, aha, the character, or I learned something that's relevant in this flashback to what's going to happen in the next chapter regarding a character or theme or like something that we're learning. So it's all very unfolding and revelatory, but I think I need to plan it a little bit better than I normally plan what I do.
It's so funny. I feel like we're doing opposite, like intentionally opposite techniques. So I'm like, I usually plan down to the sentence of like before I start writing. And this time intentionally, I'm trying to be like, just let it happen. I have no chapter structures. I just end the chapter when it feels right. And that's terrifying.
Right. Well, that's more normally what I do. Yeah.
No, I hate it. I hate that so much.
I'm like, I'm only 2 Pomodoro sprints into writing this outline and I already want to die. I'm already like, what if I just didn't and I gave up? I went back to my other whip, which is not so complicated.
No,
but I'm not going to do it.
Because you've been trying to write
this
for so long. I'm going to be
brave. Yeah.
You are brave.
I'm going to be brave.
Brave soul.
Be brave, little piglet.
Would you like to get back to writing?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Even though it's 9:12, which is a horrible number to start on.
Nah, it's good.
We can go. Okay. Okay, we'll be back at 9:32. Goodbye. It is 9:30.
Damn, already.
I know. That was fun. Did you get more outline done?
So what'd you say? Yeah, I think that the outline is feeling good. I was thinking more about what, like the voice, right? Because when we were talking at the beginning of this push, you were talking about like the tone on yours, right?
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason I've been really struggling to write Briar is I never quite decided how I wanted to tell it, right? So the draft that I have, like I'm telling it in first person for sure.
Okay.
Although I also like third person. I think third person would be simpler.
Yeah.
But there's part of me that really wants to tell it in like a journaling format.
Oh, interesting.
Right? Like I think it could be really fun to tell it in a journaling format, but I think the challenge with that is like how do you justify as you approach the like the climax of a story why the character is still
journaling.
Right? And that's always like the with like, and it's always a little forced. Like, did you ever read Shannon Hale's The Book of 1,000 Days?
No.
It's a retelling of what's it called? It's also a retelling of like a folk story, but puts it in a really interesting setting. The setting is like it's like there's a fairy tale that's like a princess gets bricked up in a tower.
That is so familiar. What is that?
Right? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. It's like an old fairy tale, and Shannon Hale retells it from the perspective of the maid who's bricked up in the tower with her, and then takes it from there. It's really, really good. And but like it's supposed to be the maid is like practicing her writing, and like the princess is like basically like kind of illiterate and dumb, and like the maid does all this writing. And then as it goes on, like she has to do kind of more and more elaborate things to be like, well, now I'm in prison and they briefly took away my book, but now I have it back. And you're like, okay. But like you kind of buy into it because it's like it's what you need to be able to have the writing. And then you end up with this sort of place where it's like, well, now everything has happened, but since I already wrote out most of what happened, I guess I will continue to write.
A little unrealistic. Yeah.
A little. Yeah, but like you have to it's for the book, right? It's for like the story you're telling the reader in the end. And the other thing I thought I could tell it as is like that she is telling the story to someone else who is also a character, because I do really like that, like that first person, but occasionally you get in a like, and you would have said XYZ, but at the beginning you don't know who they're talking to. Yeah. But I think with the structure that is also impractical for me.
Have you read
unless I do it leading up to a
Have you read The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi?
No.
Shannon Chakrabarti.
The Adventures of who? Amina
Al-Sarafi. It's Shannon Chakrabarti, but it's that style where she's being asked to recount her story. She's very feisty, so every once in a while she'll just like break away from the narrative and be like, "Let me tell it the way I want to tell it," and like stuff like that. So,
and I do really like that story, and I think it suits what I'm trying to tell, because the story I'm telling is like it's a story about propaganda, right? And about like that she doesn't have control of the narrative in sort of the kingdoms I've set up of like that she's Sleeping Beauty, and everyone in this kingdom of the prince who rescued her is like, oh yeah, you were asleep and under a curse, and like she's being gaslit, and like so it's her being like, no, this is what happened, let me tell you. But I'm not sure my character is actually mentally well enough to do that at the beginning of the story. So that's why journaling as a like, and my doctor has told me to journal to help me figure out what's
I do like that.
Gradually you're like, uh-oh. You're like, uh-oh, I'm worried about you, my friend. Like, I want the reader to gradually be like, oh no, she's not a reliable narrator. Something is wrong.
Can you do a combination of things to get the journaling aspect, but also not make it the only narrative style? I don't know how that would work, but like...
I think that to do it the way I would want to do it, it would need to functionally like switch point of views right around the climax.
I was going to say that. Yeah, I was going to say that.
But actually, I kind of hate when books do that, when they're in one style. Like the second Avatar book did that, where it was like, it's the main character's point of view, and then the last chapter is somebody else's point of view, and I'm like, what? And it switches to the love interest's point of view for like a chapter. And I'm like, this is so jarring, because now it's in first person from his point of view, and I'm supposed to just roll with that.
Yeah.
And it worked fine, but it wasn't, I think, the most elegant choice. You know?
Unfortunate. Well, it's definitely something to think about for next week. Are you going to keep working on it today, or are you going to...
God, I don't know. I think I need to like decide on how it's going to be written, because I feel like I've written like several drafts in different voices.
Okay.
Like, cool. I've written it in I've written some of it in third person. I've written pieces in first person. I've written it in first person with the second person bits, like and talking to you. Like, I'm like, oh, I've tried every way, and I have to actually just commit to something, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's really blocking me from being able to work on it.
Well, maybe that's a goal for next Friday's stream then. Decide on your voice.
Right.
It is the end of the stream. So, I mean, I might keep working on this, honestly, but not on camera.
Yeah.
But I felt very productive today. How about you?
Good. I felt medium productive. I think I've definitely had more productive stream days.
Yeah. But, that's fair.
I think the discussion was actually more helpful to me. Being able to just bounce things off you was good.
Yeah, I was going to say, this time we did talk more about writing than just random shit, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Lesson 3D. I'm glad. Yeah, I was going to ask everyone watching, how did you do?
Yeah.
I hope you did well. And the people that are going to watch in the future, I'm still baffled that these streams get so many views after the fact. It's pretty funny.
It's true.
But yeah, I'm going to get some housework done. That's my next productivity thing for the day. And I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Thanks, Ev, for joining me again. And we will be back next Friday at 8 a.m. Maybe next Friday we'll be actually ready on time instead of 10 seconds before the stream.
I would love that.
Okay, bye, friends. Thanks for joining.